started recording. Now it's like I already started recording. Is it fine?
Yes, ma'am.
I can give the permission.
Okay, ma'am. With your permission, we'll start with the session, ma'am.
No problems. I'm
okay. A very good morning to all the participants, faculty members, and the dignitaries, the guest speaker for this session. Welcome you all to this session on personal effectiveness for success. Before we start with the session, let me request our HOD, Dr. Amay Chaudhary sir, to say a few words. Amay sir, over to you.
Thank you very much, Mehta madam. On behalf of JSPM's Rajarshi Shahu College of Engineering, MBA department, I welcome Archana Shastri madam for this session. And the topic is very interesting, and it is really very important topic that to bring the personal effectiveness in the process of getting success. It may be a personal success or it may be a organizational success. So this topic is really interesting, and definitely this will be a good value addition for our students. Thank you very much, madam, for coming and joining for this session and imparting imparting your views in this regard. So once again, I welcome you for this session, and over to Mehta madam.
Thank you, sir. So it's my immense privilege to introduce all the participants, all the faculty members, the speaker for today's session, Archana Shastri madam. Madam is MA in English from Vikram University, BSc in Biology, B.Ed, D.Pharm, PGDCA in Gender Sensitization. Archana madam is a diversity, inclusion, and equity enthusiast with profound experience in developing and managing a wide range of cultural change approaches. She is having 22 years experience of unique experience by partnering with marquee clients across industries in building and leading strong sustainable teams to achieve business objectives in domestic and international environment. She has conducted several in-house training seminars for employee sensitization as well as skill building for internal committee members in large corporates. She is also an active external ISC member with various organizations. Madam asserts that inclusion plays a very key role in the rapid growth of an organization, and with inclusion embedded into DNA of the organization, superior results are generated. She has been regularly conducting training, seminars, and talks shows to view respectfulness and inclusion in the fabric of organization, thus encouraging employees and teams to perform better. Being NLP practitioner and emotional intelligence trainer, Madam's session helps the participants to learn, grow, and challenge their own perception and biases. Madam is having n number of certifications. Some of them Dale Carnegie certified, Posh Act certified, certified NLP practitioner, certified emotional intelligence, certified English language expert, practitioner pranic healing, psychometric expert. At present, Madam is founder at Embellish Corporation Solution Private Limited, Pune. We welcome you, Madam. On behalf of Rajarshi Shahu College of Engineering, we are privileged here to have you for this session, ma'am. Without wasting much of the time, I hand over the session to you, Archana ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Mehta, for this warm welcome. I'm really happy आपने मेरे बारे में इतना कुछ बताया, and I'm extremely happy that you had invited me to meet all the esteemed participants over here. Before I start my session, let me take a permission. If I go in Hindi English mix, is it okay with every one of you? So if it is okay, just type in the chat box, or maybe.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. Even you can use Hindi and Marathi language also for. In
Okay.
case you want to give some examples, etc. No
Yeah,
problem.
done. So let me, I belong to Bhopal, so Hindi is my mother tongue, and
Yes, yes.
studying in Maharashtra, staying in Maharashtra, Amchi, Mumbai. So मराठी मला एकदम चांगली येते आणि मराठी मी लहानपणापासून बोलते. Then
Yes,
about English, my professional language. So I will combine all these three if possible.
of course.
Uh, when I was going for this particular session, Dr. Mehta and I were speaking and she said nowadays lot of things are going around in our environment. So आज का जो पूरा सेशन है हम इसी के बारे में बात करेंगे, how I can be personal, show personal effectiveness. Okay, so there are so many things in students life also. There are a lot of ups and downs going around because of the current scenario, and everyone is worried what is going to happen soon, what is my future, and including me also. I mean, it's not that, because being human, it is very common thing among us. For this in the end we will keep the question answer session, or in between if I ask something, you can use the chat box, you can use the question answers on the chat box, or you can raise your hand and I will take up that also. So I hope that works for everyone. Should I go ahead with this particular thing?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. Please start.
Wonderful. So when I talk about the current scenario, there is one very common factor among every one of us is all about the fear. When I say fear is fear is a one basic emotions which is called as an innate emotion, which we are born with, and it is one of the reasons human being is surviving for more than 2 lakh years, just because there is one particular emotion, fear, which is saving us, right? So I'm sure you all will agree. Because of fear, we are alert. Yeah. Even in day-to-day life, even when I cross the road, I just check both the sides. Any car is coming or not. Because I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid of accidents. I eat every day. I drink every day. I drink water every day. Why? Because I want to live. Again, I am afraid of death. Right? I am afraid of illness. I just go for exercise every day. So that is the reason, fear is important. But a particular level of fear, it's good. It is called as fear for survival. Fear is required even for the soldier. Within a minute, the soldier picks up his gun and shoot people, right? So fear is required for the soldier also. But if this fear crosses the limit, what will happen? If this fear crosses the limit, it will become phobia. And so today when I talk about the personal effectiveness, somewhere we have to come out from this particular shell, this particular fear. So when I say fear, it is not coming out from your house and going and roaming around in this COVID time. I'm not talking about that. However, I'm talking about the fear inside our mind, the mental fear we are going around, and what I can do best in this COVID time also. So I know this one particular word, COVID, is overused. बहुत ज़्यादा हम लोगों ने use कर लिया है, बहुत ज़्यादा इसके बारे में बात कर ली है. No one would like to talk. Believe me, even I stopped watching news nowadays. So today we are not going to talk about the COVID or the Corona time things, but we are going to talk about how to overcome that fear and how I can do my best in this thing. I don't know how many of you had tried this. When I was a small child, there was an ant going around, and I used to circle around the ant. And then what happened? The ant will stop there and there only. Ant will not move. It will, and then I used to make a smaller circle. When I make a smaller circle around the ant will not cross that smaller circle. And this was a very, this was a fun game for me. And I never realized that this is one of the lessons I should learn from the ant. You know what? This is just a hypothetical circle I made around ant. And Ant thought this is the bar, this is the cage. Ant stops there only. That's what is happening when we get into the shell. We get into our own comfort zone. So whenever I talk about the comfort zone, that we are like an ant. We don't want to cross that. So whenever the personal effectiveness, one part is definitely to cross the boundaries. The boundaries are created by us. And you will be you'll be surprised how we create the boundaries, how the bars are made. The bars are made only by taking the thoughts from others, the outside environment. From each thought taken from my neighbor, each thought taken from my mentor, the thought taken from my parents, the thought taken from my friends, I started creating the cage around me, and then I am inside that cage. How many of you agree with my point? Just type yes in the chat box so that I can move further on. I wanted to see the chat box. Please type yes in the chat box. If you can just type Y or yes in the chat box. Yes, I started getting yes from Mr. Siddesh. Yes, Amay Marathi ji. Yes, thank you. So I started getting yes from people. Right, wonderful, great. Okay, so now let's talk how to move further from this particular fear, from this particular boundary. When I say thoughts taken, you will see these thoughts are nothing but it is embedded in us from our childhood. From our childhood we started, and you will be really, really surprised that there are only two natural fears we are born with. The fear of falling down and fear of loud sound. ये दो ही चीजें हमें डराती है. The rest of the fears are just acquired fears. How many of you remember when you were a small child and you were ready even to touch that insects going around and ready to eat that? And then your mom said, "Gee, it's ganda. Isko khate nahi hai." We were not even aware that we shouldn't eat from the floor. We are not even aware that हमको जमीन से उठा के नहीं खाना चाहिए या यहाँ से हम गिर जाएंगे नीचे. Someone told us, "Arey, you will fall down. Please wait. Do not jump. Do not touch the fire." We were not even aware that the fire is hot, not to touch it. That's how that's how we are we start developing fear in us. And now currently that the fear is, I don't know what is going to happen, whether there will be jobs or not, whether I will be successful or not, whether I will whether there will be university exams or not, who is going to help me out in this situation. Many of the uncertainties moving around in the world. What is this? We are just taking all the thoughts from the surrounding. And none of your thoughts are your own thoughts. All the thoughts you had taken is either from the newspaper, all the media, social media. WhatsApp University is a very successful university, I will say. Recently, I completed my doctorate in Corona from WhatsApp University. I always tell people that, China is behind me and China is calling me for this particular WhatsApp University. Say it's such a dangerous university, and that's how we started taking up the thoughts from social media, from our own friends, family members, and then we are 100% sure that this is true, and that goes into our belief system. And you will not believe that till 7 years the child is in hypnotic stage. Till 7 years, whatever you tell him, that is right for him. They just start adopting whatever is told to him. I don't know how many of you know about Thomas Alva Edison childhood story. I will just repeat it for you. Thomas Alva Edison was once he was given an envelope by his mother, and teacher said, just please take this particular envelope to your mom and your mom is going to open it. He took that envelope to mom, and when mom opened and mom smiled. So Edison asked, what is written in this letter, mom? So mom said that, they said they are too intelligent. They do not have teachers for you. So from today onwards, I will be your teacher. Do you know what is the reality in that letter? They had written, Aapka bachcha mand buddhi hai. We cannot teach him. So please do not send him to the school. But that day, mom decided not to tell him that aap mand buddhi bacche ho. And you can see wonders done by Thomas Alva Edison. Right? So today, if I am sitting in this light, just because of him. So that's the power of the belief system. That's the power of the thought in you. अगर आप अपने अंदर वो thought रख लेते हैं, तो you can see that you can do wonders. But the thing is, how we adapt the positive thoughts, we also take all the negativity also. We do not have that ability to stop the negative thoughts. So today I'm going to talk about all those things in this particular session. How many of you are aware that in corporate environment, because many of you who are listening to me are all, sorry, I'm stopping you. Dr. Mehta, it is saying that it is going to stop in 10 minutes. Is it okay? Dr. Mehta?
Yes, ma'am.
So this one is saying that meeting will stop in 10 minutes. Then how we can go further on?
Ma'am, if at all it gets over, the same link can be joined again.
Okay.
Okay, mostly it won't happen, but if at all it happens, it needs to be again rejoined by the same link, ma'am.
Wonderful. So when I was talking about, when I'm talking about the fear part, so the thoughts I was telling you, and there's none of your thoughts are your thoughts. Our brain has no capacity to decide that this is positive, this is negative. It just absorbs those thoughts. And then with the conscious mind, we absorb all the thoughts and then they go and settle in our subconscious mind. आपको ये जानकर के आश्चर्य होगा कि जो भी थॉट्स आप लोग ले रहे हो वो 10% हमारा कॉन्शियस माइंड होता है. In that 10% conscious mind, it is like it will stay for 90 minutes. अगर आपने 90 minutes में उस thought को भाव दे दिया, you start thinking about that thought, then it goes into your subconscious mind. Then, hello?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible, ma'am.
Okay, I thought it's gone. So when I say, when I talk about the subconscious, 90 minutes conscious mind it will happen, and then it goes into your subconscious mind, where the thought will stay for 24 hours. और अगर आपने 24 hours भी उसको भाव दे दिया, then it will be there for longer and longer time. So you know what? That's the power of your mind. So let me ask, how many of you say that आप आपके मन के गुरु या मन आपका गुरु है? You are the master of your mind, or mind is your master? How many of you? So just type in the chat box who is more powerful, you or the mind? I want to see your answers in the chat box if I can. You can put up in the chat box so I can see there. Mind or you yourself. For mind you type M, and you yourself you can type only Y. That's enough for me. So that I will know that okay, people are listening to me. No? Okay, I started getting, okay, you. Yes, well, yes, actually we should be the master. Lekin we give up everything to our mind. We give up everything to our mind. When I talk now, let's try to understand in personal effectiveness. मैं आपसे कितनी भी बातें कर लूं, I talk about the time management in person. Normally, when we take up the personal effectiveness session, it is based on Stephen Covey's book, uh, Seven Habits of Effective People. I don't know how many of you had heard about Seven Habits of Effective People, Stephen Covey. So when I say Stephen Covey's book, Seven Habits, they talk about the time management, they talk about the skill building. उसमें एक बहुत अच्छा point है, first is controlling your mind. So that is very, very important for us, for our personal effectiveness, is controlling our mind, which is most difficult part. People are hired for their skill and fired for their will, right? लोग स्किल के लिए आपको हायर करेंगे, लेकिन यू आर फायर्ड फॉर योर पीपल स्किल, बिहेवियरल स्किल्स, राइट? सो अगर when I say will, what is will? Your attitude towards your work, and your attitudes towards achieving your goal, your attitudes towards the things you decided in your life. What kind of an attitude you are going to adapt, that is very, very important. So ये एक बहुत ही important point है, that is you are hired for your skill. When you go for any interview, they will see, okay, you had done MBA, you have scored so and so, great, you get the job. However, while continuing your job, your will, that is your attitude, आपका people skill is most important. Let me prove this point to you when I say will and skill. When I say will and skill, our sports people, athletes, all the cricketers, all the sportsmen, you see, they portray this particular thing a lot about their will. उनको करने की इच्छा होनी चाहिए, अंदर से आना चाहिए. I'm sure you might have heard about Muhammad Ali. When I say Muhammad Ali, उनका एक बहुत ही famous, everywhere on the internet also you can see, he always say, I am the champion. He will never say, I will be the champion. He always says, I am the champion. Why? Because he is putting up in present, he believes that he is a champion. And you know what? When he is saying, I am the champion, he's not talking about I am the champion on the, sitting on the sofa, sitting in his drawing room, or maybe sitting in the garden somewhere, or in the lecture room. He is always talking about, I am the champion in the ring. In the ring itself, he is continuously talking about, when he is he is in the ring boxing with people. That's what, the point over here. And once someone asks, so you always say, I am the champion, you always shout, I am the champion, I am the champion. ऐसा क्यों? So he said, जब मैं किसी बॉक्सर ने मुझे नीचे गिरा दिया, तो वहां पे मेरा स्किल काम नहीं आता नीचे गिरने के बाद, बट मेरा विल काम आता है, माय विल पावर. वो जो अंदर से एक आवाज आती है ना, अब उठ जा भाई, अब तो उठ जा भाई, एक बार और लड़ ले. that will is helping me a lot. स्किल तब आएगा जब मैं खड़ा होकर के वापस लड़ने के लिए तैयार हो जाऊंगा. I guess there is less than a minute left for this meeting to get over. अगर सेशन ओवर हो जाता है तो प्लीज join with the same link, everyone. I'm sure you might be aware about it, but
Yes.
Still I just wanted to keep you because there's less than a minute left. So वो जो मोहम्मद अली को खड़ा कर देते हैं, मोहम्मद अली वापस खड़ा होकर के फाइट कर रहा है only and only because of his will. And his will, अगर उनके में अगर वो will नहीं हुआ तो he cannot stand up again, and उसका skill कितना भी हो गया, कितना भी सी skill है उसके पास, कोई काम का नहीं. Before we wind up, anyone has any question to ask? क्योंकि ये खत्म होने वाला है कुछ सेकंड में, तब तक मैं कुछ नया बात करने के पहले I want to ask you if anyone can unmute and ask me anything if you want.
Students, any questions?
You can
Yes,
ask me in
students.
Marathi, Hindi. I can speak Thai also.
Hello, madam. Myself Meenakshi Duggal.
Hi Meenakshi, how are you?
Very fine, madam. बहुत अच्छे बात कर रहे हैं आप, मजा आ रहा है, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है. ये हमारे बच्चे हैं ना, बड़े प्यारे बच्चे हैं, इनको थोड़ा बुलवाना पड़ता है बस. ये आप स्किल्स इनकी कैसे डेवलप करोगे? So many sessions we are arranging.
अगर देखिए आप लोग नहीं बोलेंगे ना तो मुझे लग रहा है कि मैं सिर्फ लैपटॉप से बात करके निकल गई. एक वीडियो मैंने
क्वेश्चंस हैं इनके मन में, क्वेश्चंस हैं, बट पूछना कैसे है वो आप स्किल्स इनकी ले लो एक बार ना डेवलप.
उसके लिए हम एक पर्टिकुलर पूरा सेशन करेंगे.
हाँ, वो बुलवाना इनसे ना.
प्लीज
बहुत अच्छे बच्चे हैं ये.